Louisville's Kentucky adventure. Now on behalf of Equissentials, we are taking a look around the fashion of the World Equestrian Games today. And as you can see, I'm a fox.
And I'm a lynx. Well, hey, babe, I don't know about you, mate, but I feel right at home in this fur coat, mate. We're getting a fair bit of attention here. I'm looking forward to this episode.
I get the feeling that the ladies are going to take quite a shining to us today, Davo.
Giddy up.
With the World Equestrian Games nearing their conclusion, we knew our wardrobes were in need of updating. Our day on the fashion trail couldn't have gotten off to a better start than at Deliso Furs, and while our animal rights morals might have taken a beating, at least we were looking good.
While Hamish was dominating the mirror, I was starting to accessorise, and you can't deny that this hat put the finishing touches on a pretty special outfit. Even fur expert and store owner, Pamela Harris, agreed. Now, how do you reckon Hamish and myself went today? Would we make a fur model?
Oh, by all means, I'll hire you any day.
In the end, the furs were a little outside our price range, so we headed off to find some footwear for Dave at the boot company store.
These two styles right here, the square toe, is what's big in the Western riding world.
A man that's in fur can't just wear any old boot. So for my first boot purchase, I found myself something a little bit different.
Yeah, they're more for like fashion than function, really.
Oh yeah.
But
With my new boots on my feet, I couldn't help think it was time for Hamish to step up his cowboy look. And in a genuine Stetson hat, he was starting to find his groove.
Jay Earnhardt is the Stetson guru, and what he doesn't know about hat fashion isn't worth knowing.
This is made from just a pure wool, and this is a Stetson hat made in the USA.
It wasn't taking long for us to realise the American fashion is not for vegetarians.
This is a buffalo fur, all right? This is a rabbit and beaver fur.
I couldn't wait to get my hands on one of these hats, and I was pretty rapt when Jay offered to customise one for me.
So there you go.
That's amazing.
How about that?
While I was struggling to pull off my new cowboy look, Dave had found someone who looked absolutely gorgeous in a big hat. The delightful dressage world champion turned reiner Ankie van Grunsven.
I love the outfits, I love the speeds, I love the atmosphere, it's great.
You look very good in the outfits as well, I must say.
I like
With furs, cowboy boots and big hats under our belts, it was time to revisit some old friends at the Durdau boot stand.
As Hamish and I have found, modelling isn't always an easy game.
Everyone thinks I'm fake though, like I'm a mannequin.
All right.
So when I move, they freak out.
And sometimes they just want to be treated like normal people.
We can feed the models, it's okay.
With Britain winning a gold medal in the eventing and silver in the dressage, it's hard to ignore their presence at these games. And nothing is more English than a man standing in a puddle. What do you think of the fashion at the World Equestrian Games, and do you think you're leading the fashion stakes?
I'd like to think so, but I think there are a few people who wouldn't agree with that.
By this stage of the day, the number of people wearing animals was starting to get a little bit weird.
They are Tibetan lamb. They're super warm. Yeah. So you just pull them on over your boot, and whatever you're wearing, you can just put them on.
With an Aussie running the show, this stand should have been animal free, until he pulled this out.
This is genuine kangaroo leather, shot freshly out of the paddock at my parents' property.
At these games, Dave and I have learnt that while you can't buy memories, you also can't put a price on looking good. And although this Bogner jacket was going to stretch the budget, there's no harm in trying things on.
You see, you know, James Bond 007, all those ski bunnies and the ski resorts are all using the Bogner jackets. That's why they all look stylish. That's why you pay the big bucks.
James Bond, right here, next one. When they're finished with Daniel Craig. Yeah.
By now, our reputation as tyre kickers was growing, but this didn't stop us from heading into the most exclusive store on the grounds. While there were some amazing watches on display, we didn't quite have the cash on us to splash out on the ultimate timepiece.
They suggest a retail US $77,000.
Show jumpers are some of the most stylish riders in equestrian sport, and Australian representative Edwina Alexander is one of the most glamorous that you'll see.
Matt Williams has always had a good eye for fashion, so I asked him for his view on how things have been looking at the World Equestrian Games.
I think most of us guys would have to agree the Swedish grooms are catching our eyes. They're all looking quite good in their outfits there.
It was good to see that Matt had time to take care of himself before he jumped a clear round in the team final.
I had a shave this morning, so hopefully that'll be enough.
With fashion covered from almost every angle, we couldn't forget that we'd promised a behind-the-scenes tour of the World Equestrian Games, so there was only one more place to go.
And while Alan wasn't too happy about this,
what is this?
there's no doubt he had an interesting job throughout the games.
The rider, all their laundry, their grooms, all their laundry, and all the horses for the, like saddle pads, leg wraps.
It had been a fascinating day on the fashion trail, and while we have no idea how we'll be getting all of our new purchases back home, we sure had met some fascinating people.
Sun shines bright on my old Kentucky home.
I'm Hamish Cargill.
And I'm Dave Cameron.
See you somewhere out there.
The corn tops thrive and the meadows in the blue.